watching that steady march of humanity faring forward, I have a feeling that we are still living in a two-tailed world, undermined by inequalities and struggle. We are still incapable of living together. Why? Why is it that from one generation to another, we tend to make the same mistakes? What is that one thing that we are still doing wrong?
The moment you start growing, you start facing more people, society, then you realize, oh my god, Mia, you are on the duskier side. People, they start making you realize, oh, you've got a dusky tone, this and that. So then, since even I've got thick lips, when I was in school or something, people would say, oh Mia, you've got thick lips.
But it was difficult because I was not one of them, because it was a little different for me. And I was very effeminate and very, kind of quiet, shy. Kind of, according to them, it was different. And for me, it was like, normal. According to them, it was abnormal. According to me, it was, me thinking as like I'm some, Hindi Bollywood actress. And for them, I was just the name which my father gave me.
For me, the whole journey from being a kid to an adult was really confirming.
People normally ask, when did you come to know you were different? I never came to know I was different. It was the society who told me I was different. I was a simple child. And my emotions were very mixed when people used to bully me, because I was simple a child and people used to call me homo, all sorts of slang words and derogatory words like good, mamu, chakka, and all the things what would put my self-dignity completely down. They used to really bully me on my corridors, to staircase in the society, on the road. But I was just a child. I may be different. I didn't fix in the boxes of male and female. It was not my mistake. I was this way and I was born this way.
I also happened to attend a boarding school, and I attended it when I was like 7. So there's something about being sent away from home, I think, which cuts you off from who you've been before. Like there's a certain, now I have a word for it, a trauma. Initially I didn't quite understand that happens, and you're cut off from what you, feel before. I think before that I was like a carefree child, and then boarding school happened.
I was called a sissy, a faggot. I had to deal with all of that as well. But at that point I was still a bit stronger because I was growing up and I knew how to deal with bullies.
My mother said that you stop eating, your brother need more than you. अगर किसी के साथ ऐसा रियल में हो तो he can also, वो उसको ही मालूम होगा कि वो क्या फीलिंग होती है.
I was becoming more and more feminine, and each and every moment I had to stop myself, and I had to pretend to be one of the boys, and it was mentally and physically exhausting.
बचपन में बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं, खेलना कूदना, प्यार, ये वो, माँ बाप का रिश्ता. I guess so. I missed all that things. तो मेरे को उस चीज़ में जाने का मन ही नहीं है. क्यों? क्योंकि मैं उसके बारे में सोचता भी हूँ. तो it's about pain, pain and pain.
Emotions are like a lamp that you can use no matter where you are to light the hidden corners of your own unique individuality. Has our relations with our own emotions evolved over time? Do we still feel deeply? And if yes, then when and where are we most alive? Has our psyche evolved with the changing times? Having so many questions and hearing so many stories made me wonder, do we all have the same desire for love, for freedom and for recognition? And if so, then why is it that we are still struggling so much?
एक चीज सबसे स्ट्रॉन्ग लगती है कि मैं औरत हूँ, दूसरे से उससे भी बहुत वीक लगता है कि मैं औरत हूँ. औरत होना कभी कभी खुशी देता है, प्राउड फील कराता है, और उसी वक्त बहुत ही बुरा भी लगता है कि कोई मुझे किस तरह से देख रहा है, कहाँ देख रहा है, क्यों देख रहा है. मैं तो उसे नहीं देखती, वो क्यों मुझे देख रहा है.
For whatever happening in your life, I think your gender and your sexuality plays a role. Even if I was, financially broke at that time, I think my gender and sexuality played a very strong role for me to be in that situation.
1.5 years after my marriage, I was pregnant. It seems that my mom came into my stomach. I was blessed with a baby son. Then मेरे हस्बैंड बहुत ही ज़्यादा बुरी आदतों में भी पड़ गए थे. उन्होंने सब लेना शुरू कर दिया था, सब टाइप्स के ड्रग्स जैसे कि गांजा, LSD, acids, all types.
You know, there was time when I was financially broke, and only thing which I was able to get out of it, you know, I benefited out of it, is like I learned that how relationship works in your life if you're not financially, you know, sound.
जब मैं घर जाऊँ और मुझे भूख लग रही है और I need more, but जितना भी मुझे खाना है और उससे ज़्यादा भी अगर मुझे चाहिए तो मैं नहीं खा सकता, बिकॉज अगर मैंने ज़्यादा खाया तो कोई किसी और को खाना तक नहीं मिलेगा बिकॉज ऑफ मी.
मेरे हस्बैंड 4 बार रिहैब जा चुके थे और मेरे ऊपर ही शक करते थे कि आई गो एंड स्लीप विद ईच एंड एवरी गाय, मेरी गार्ड से लेके अपने ब्रदर तक. आई यूज्ड टू हैव अ सेक्स अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम. सो फ्रेंकली आई वाज कॉल्ड कैरेक्टरलेस. यहाँ तक बोल दिया था कि मेरे को दूसरा बेटा शायद उससे नहीं है.
Men are tissue paper, use and throw them. So this was a very strong statement because the patriarchal society did so, the men did so. They used me right from my childhood. I was sexually abused at a very young age. The patriarchal society thought I was a sexual toy. My femininity was crushed at every turn and corner of the road, which was possible by the patriarchal world.
I was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder, and an anxiety disorder for a pessimistic person was like anxiety blowing out of proportion.
मैं रोई जा रही थी, भैया मुझे यहाँ से निकालो, कुछ नहीं हुआ है मुझे. इतने एजुकेटेड होके भी कोई सुने नहीं. सबको यही लगा कि मुझे कुछ हुआ है, मुझे कोई भूत प्रेत आ गया है, क्योंकि मैं ऐसी हरकतें पता नहीं करती थी. अभी अगर वो सोचूं तो सहम सी उठती हूँ कि मैं ऐसे क्यों, क्या हुआ था क्या उस वक्त मुझे.
One day when my son was 2 years old, my husband was about to sexually harass my son. That was the day I got strong for my kids. I was like, मेरे साथ जो हुआ सो हुआ, अपने बेटे के साथ मैं वो नहीं होने दूँगी. उन्होंने मुझे भी काफ़ी सेक्सुअली हरेस किया.
फिर एक अच्छे इंसान ने बताया कि इसको कुछ नहीं हुआ है, डॉक्टर के पास जाके दिखाइए. डॉक्टर ने देखा, मेडिसिन दिया, बोला कि इसको बस सपोर्ट दो, ढेर सारा प्यार दो.
When at the age of 52, my husband of 26 years, and I had known him for longer even before that, suddenly decided that he should separate from me. And not knowing, I just never knew that, you know, my marriage was in some kind of a crisis. So it came as a complete shock, and it broke me emotionally very badly. It was probably the darkest phase in my life.
कभी बचपन में पापा का साथ मिस करती थी, कभी भैया को मिस करती थी कि मैं क्यों और लड़कियों की तरह इजी लाइफ मेरी क्यों नहीं है, क्यों मुझे हर चीज़ के लिए स्ट्रगल करना पड़ रहा है, क्यों मैं अपनी चाहत की कोई चीज़ नहीं कर सकती.
I've been surrounded by people who've been coping with depression. My mother, my aunt, both are extremely depressive. They've had episodes, and now at this point it's almost like it's part of their personality. They have their ups and downs.
And suddenly it was depression for me, and that plunged me into a world of darkness where I really started missing my father. A father who accepted, a man who accepted a child who was a transgender in an Indian society and coming from a Brahminical background is totally different.
Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So maybe I will end up becoming a much more stronger person.
I pretend to be very strong. I don't care. I say whatever you want to say or do whatever. But I know inside my heart I'm crying loud, very loud. I look for a privacy. I look for a washroom. I look for some place. I look for my car where I can actually cry out. I beat very deeply.
In a world torn between tradition and modernity, our changing needs are the same everywhere. Support and love is what one needs so as to fight through a tough phase of life. But do we all feel supported enough by the people around us? And if so, why is it so hard to understand one another?
Life cannot be always beautiful like a rainbow, There is always 50 shades of grey in your own life. But I always believe one thing, decision taken at that junction of time was right, so even it is right today.
गणेश तुझे करना ही है और जो तू कर रहा है वो तुझे अपने घर वालों को करके दिखाना है कि this is what I want to do and you don't support me for that. तुमने कभी सपोर्ट नहीं किया उसके लिए.
It was, I think, a point when my self-esteem, confidence was at its lowest. And here was this person who kind of rekindled a hope in me, who made me feel more complete again. And I think that helped me overcome a lot of the emotional baggage that I was going through at that time.
Dealing with this disorder has helped me see people differently as well. I've become much more compassionate about people, less judgmental, because once you go through an excruciating pain, be it physical or emotional, you somehow can feel the same pain going in others as well.
I see a lot of pain, I see a lot of suffering. I think what keeps me going is I see pretty much in every session, some sign of like resilience, some sign that people are making it. Even the fact that they are in the therapy room with me is sign enough for me that this person has enough courage to get out of the bed, come here, show up for themselves.
You have to have that art of loving your own soul. And when you will have that art of loving your own soul, you will really forget many things. And that love within for your own self will give you the sense of dignity and self-respect, which you will not allow anybody else to take it away.
At the end of the day, it is about who you are, how much you want to invest in that emotion that you want to share with whoever you want to share it with.
Love yourself. It's really important to love yourself, because the world is functioning in such a way that it will make you feel bad about yourself.
The work starts here, within yourself. So, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, asking for help, and authentically being you, I think are things I wish for people.
I shall perish, die not my name. It shall be carved in the marbles to be remembered.
Understanding and explaining the nuances of human emotion can be a very difficult enterprise unless you utilize the full repertoire of spoken words. Today, it is in the eyes, the faces, and the words that I see a forceful means of reflecting our very own hidden emotions. There is a proverb that says, "The eyes are the doorway to the soul." I believe it to be true, for there is nothing more compelling than someone looking you straight in the eye and baring their soul. Each one of us is fighting our own battles, either with our own selves or with the world that doesn't approve of our uniqueness and individuality. This world needs a celebration of uniqueness, a celebration of individuality, but more importantly, a celebration of our own self. Let them celebrate, let them be. All we need to learn is the art of understanding human emotions yet again.